Hey guys, what's going on? It's Vic here, back with another Madden 23 rebuild. And one of my subscribers told me to rebuild a team with Will Levis. Now, if you go through the draft order, I have done a lot of teams between the Panthers, I've done the Jets, I've done the Raiders, I've done the Bears. I've done a lot of teams with new QBs. I did not rebuild the Bears with a new QB, but I've done a lot of teams in the top 10 with a new QB. So I'm going to go with a random team that's not in the top 10 and still needs a QB, and that is the Washington Commanders. I believe they have pick number 16 in the draft. I'm going to be trading up for Will Levis. My personal opinion of Will Levis, I don't like him. I don't think he's that impressive at all. Looking at his film, I would rather have, this is going to be crazy to say to some people, I would much rather have Anthony Richardson or even TCU quarterback Max Duggan, if that's how you pronounce his last name. Is it Duggan, Dugan? I don't give a shit. Either way, I don't like Will Levis. I'm not saying he's a bust. I just don't think he's going to be nearly as good as people think he is. Yes, he has the arm talent. Yes, he has the size. Yada, yada, yada. Max Duggan does not. Blah, blah, blah. I don't care. I don't see it. I don't know why the hype is all about him. I see why the hype is all about Anthony Richardson breaking combine records. That shit was crazy. But anyways, let's get into this rebuild. We got Taylor Heineke's obviously just a mentor QB for us. Sam Howell, good at potential, but I can't develop a 65 overall normal development quarterback. Brian Robinson, Antonio Gibson, Scary Terry, Jahan Dotson, who apparently has superstar dev. That's crazy. Curtis Samuel, I might trade. How old is he? Yeah, he's going to start regression the next season. I don't know. I'll probably keep him around for 2 years or so. De'Ami Brown, Logan Thomas. Interior offensive line has potential. The exterior, I kind of want to cut Charles Leno. What is this contract? It is, yeah, that's not horrible. I'll wait on that. Defensively, though, this D-line is crazy good. Montez Sweat, Jonathan Allen, Deron Payne, Chase Young. Jamin Davis, linebacking core still needs to be improved a little bit. Cam Curl, Kendall Fuller. I still need some more DBs outside of Kendall Fuller as well. And apart from that, guys, it is now time to see the 2022 retirements for the NFC East, I believe. Am I right? Yes, I am. Brett Kern and Jason Kelsey both retire on the Philadelphia Eagles. And we are seeing the players ready to negotiate here, as we have Deron Payne, who doesn't want to be here. I'll give him a very player-friendly deal, increase the bonus, and he resigns. I'm fine with that contract. Cole Holcomb, I don't want to do 4 years. I do not want to. I want to do like 2 years. Can I increase the bonus and increase the salary a little bit? I'd be cool with that. Yeah, it's cool with me. $9 million a year for 2 years. Trey Turner, if he just doesn't want to be here, I'm not going to pay a 76 overall. J.D. McKissick can walk. John Bostic can walk. And was that Taylor Heineke? He doesn't want to be here, so I just won't force him to be here. Everyone else can walk. So apart from that, guys, we have $91 million to spend. Let's hit free agency. After free agency, I got James Bradbury. I get him in almost every rebuild just because he's so cheap and he is a good depth player. And John Johnson. I always make fun of this dude's name. You got to be kidding me. John Johnson. It's not just John Johnson. It's John Johnson III. You had 3 generations of people who didn't stop to think how stupid the name John Johnson sounds, bro. John Johnson. What? 3 generations of people willingly named their kid this. And if he has a kid, I swear to God, it better not be John Johnson IV. I'm going to lose my mind. That name is ridiculous. If it was just John Johnson, that's one thing. That's one mess up. But 3 generations of doing that seems ridiculous to me. Let's get to the draft. So I traded up in the draft. I traded away my next year's 3rd round pick just to move a couple spots up in the draft. We have Will Levis, normal development, 94 throw power, 85 speed. Yes, he has the athleticism, he has the arm, he has the size. I just don't like him. I don't like his film. This is probably why Bengal rated him a normal development, because I am using Bengals rosters, but he's going to be the QB for the Commanders. Here we are after the draft. Will Levis is a 73 overall normal development quarterback. Looking at the rest of his attributes, overall, he looks very good, especially for a 73 overall normal dev rookie. And what number is he wearing? I didn't even get to check that. He's wearing 13. That's fine with me. I don't care. And, yeah, the rest of the offense, I'm going to move Jahan Dotson up. And maybe is he going to be in the slot? Jahan Dotson is also in the slot. I want Jamin Davis at sub linebacker. I'm fine with this 1-2 punch with Antonio Gibson and Brian Robinson. D-line's looking great. And the rest of the offense is fine. Sam Howell's not a mentor QB, so I do want that. And I think we should be good. John Johnson, 2-year contract, and I think I have James Bradbury on a 2-year contract as well. I do want a mentor QB for Will Levis because it does actually help in simulation and give them whatchamacallits, development XP. Always get Tyrod Taylor over Matt Ryan because I don't want to choke a lead. even though the Commanders franchise is total poverty. But cut one player. Let's see, we're going to have to cut as we cut. Sure, a 59 overall tight end. What a tragedy to cut that guy. Anyways, let's look at the roster again just to make sure everyone's in the right position, and they are not. So this is why we check the roster. Specialist, again, Jamin Davis here, and I think I like everything else we got. So anyways, guys, apart from that, it is now time to move in to the midseason mark. Here we're at the midseason mark as we are 6-1, top of the division. It seems like Will Levis is balling out. What do we need particularly? I would say defensive back to help out Kendall Fuller a little bit more. So I say we are going to need that. And maybe O-line as well. Yeah, I do think we would need O-line. But looking at the players ready to negotiate, 6-1 top of the division is crazy after only half a season. Don't know who that guy is. Tyrod Taylor as a mentor. Be a team player, man. Come on. Really? You don't want to take that? No one even wants to anyways. Chase Young, long-term deal, of course. Got to lock him up. And he is re-signed. Kendall Fuller. I'll keep doing 1 year's deals until he doesn't even want to play on the team anymore, because if he has a high interest in it and he's regressing, then I can keep paying him less and less each year. Montez Sweat, again, lock him up long term, and he's locked up. And Cam Curl, I do want a long-term contract with him. Let's increase his bonus a little bit, and he resigns. And then Curtis Samuel can walk, honestly. Andrew Norwell. Can I do 1 year? I'll do 1 year with you, and he resigns. I don't want anyone else for more than that. Antonio Gibson, damn. He doesn't want to be here. I want Antonio Gibson back, but he doesn't want to be here, so I can't really hold him to it. What does he specifically want, though? He wants... okay, he wants to be higher on the depth chart. Sorry, Brian Robinson's better. He doesn't like his scheme. Should I forcefully move him on the depth chart just so that way I can get him to resign? Joey Sly can walk. I already draft kickers so that way I don't got to pay him. I'm going to move him just higher on the depth chart just for this season. And sure, he can have a fighting battle if he wants to later. Just going to move him right there, and he's still in the sub-rotation, so it doesn't even matter. Anyways, let's move in to the playoffs. Here we are in the playoffs going 13-4, top of the division. Look at our division. Our entire division made the playoffs. I've never seen that. Okay. 13-4, top of the division. We don't get a first-round bye. We get seed number 2 behind the 1-seed Panthers. I'm calling it now. They have Anthony Richardson. Let's see it, baby. Let's see Anthony Richardson. He's so goated in simulation. Let's see it. It is Anthony Richardson. I'm great at this guessing game. He's just a baller in simulation. Stats and awards. He's either on the Buccaneers or the Panthers in simulation. Will Levis did great for a rookie year. 17th best offense and 2nd best defense. 4,600 yards, 37 touchdowns, 8 interceptions. That might be rookie of the year. And rushing wise, Antonio Gibson, 5 touchdowns, 3.8 per carry. Brian Robinson was doing a lot better whenever he was starting. I just want to re-sign Antonio Gibson. Receiving wise, Scary Terry, 1,100 yards, 8 touchdowns. Jahan Dotson, 10 touchdowns, 1,000 yards. Logan Thomas, 2 yards shy of 1,000 yards. Defensively, Jamin Davis, 128 tackles. Cole Holcomb with 125. Tackles for a loss, 23 for Montez Sweat. Sacks, 13.5 for Chase Young, 12.5 for Montez Sweat, 9.5 for Jonathan Allen. Interceptions, 3 for Kendall Fuller. And safeties on the team, 1 for Chase Young. Defensive touchdowns is 0. So Chase Young might get an X factor. I wouldn't be too surprised if they didn't give it to him. Can we beat our 10-7 division rivals, the Philadelphia Eagles, who are at the bottom of the division? Can we do it? We do. 23-17, here to face the 10-7 Los Angeles Rams. Rams are 10-7? What a bounce back, dude. Beat them. 17-13. Can Will Levis go to the Super Bowl and beat the New York Giants to win a conference championship? Let's find out. Here we are in the garbage Commanders Stadium, 7-0, as the Giants start in the second quarter, 14-0. Not a great start as Danny Dimes is lighting us up. I would assume it's Danny Dimes. 17-7, 2-score lead for the Giants. 17-10, back to a 2-score lead. It's 20. Oh, dude, we got to score a touchdown. There we go. 1 score. There we go. We took it back for them right in front of their face, and they took it right back on us. Did we win? I'm so confused. No, they won. Okay. Okay, dude, Danny Don. No, CJ Stroud. Okay, interesting. 30-28. Will Levis is not going to the Super Bowl in his rookie year, but CJ Stroud is, so let's move into the offseason. And the Chiefs win the Super Bowl against the New York Giants. Trent McDuffie wins the Super Bowl MVP. Jalen Hurts wins the league MVP, yet it was still bottom of the division. Interesting. And wow, Anthony Richardson wins Rookie of the Year, but Will Levis does not. If Will Levis does not have star dev, I'm going to give it to him. Dude had a crazy good rookie season and got to the conference champion. Yeah, if you want to cry in the comments, you can. Dude had 36 or 37 touchdowns to 8 interceptions, which is good. Look that stat up in real life. For a rookie, had an amazing stats. Let's look at the stats. And got to the conference championship. 110 pass rating, 4,600 yards, 37 touchdowns to 38 interceptions. Like, this is a good year. Completion percentage is 69%. Nice. Like, this is a good rookie year, especially for anyone in the league. That's a good year. He gets star dev, and looks like one of our right tackles retired, or I just didn't re-sign him. I don't know. Either way, nobody else on the offense does get a development upgrade. Montez Sweat gets Superstar X Factor for leading the team in tackles for a loss, and the rest of the team looks the exact same. So anyways, let's move in to the re-sign players. In the NFC East, Tyrod Taylor. Dude, every time I hire a mentor, they're just like, nah, one more season and I'm out. Anyways, let's see the players ready to negotiate. Antonio Gibson does want to play now because we have given him a starting job, but I'm going to bench him again. Anyways, give him a 4-year deal and he resigns. Pretty cheap. Curtis Samuel, I would give him like a 2-year deal, but he just doesn't want to be here. Joey Sly, well, actually, let me see. Be a team-friendly player. I'll increase this for you, and I'll increase this for you. Ugh, 14 million. I'll just see. And he doesn't want to sign. I'm not going to sign him for any more than 14 million. That's ridiculous for someone that's not even a star dev. Everyone else here can walk. Don't really care about them. And apart from that, guys, let's move into free agency. After free agency, we got Tremaine Edmonds and Kenny Moore on a 2-year deal. I'll just slowly take down Kenny's contract as he ages, and Tremaine Edmonds is a great long-term investment for the team. So let's move in to the draft. In the first round, I'm picking up defensive back Brandon Jenkins, 6'1", 197, 95 speed, 95 acceleration. Dude looks great. His skills are pretty good too. C awareness, but B man coverage, B press, C kick return. After you draft him, I feel like you should be able to see what the ratings are, but I guess not. In the third round, I'm picking up left guard DeAndre Randall. Maybe I will move him to right guard or even left tackle. 91 strength, hidden dev, 6'3", 312. Here we are after the draft. Randall is a 74 overall. I'm going to officially move him to the right guard position, and I also signed Nick Foles as a mentor free agent. He'll probably retire after the season anyways, because that's what the CPU always does. I did not want to click on Jahan Dotson. I wanted to click on the regenerate roster, please. And Randall, just making sure he's at the right guard position, and he is, because sometimes EA doesn't do what I tell it to do. But rest of the team looking pretty good. Some late round pickups are only 66 overall, which isn't great. So this is Charles Leno's final year, which I'm fine with. And yeah, Will Levis looks like he's ready to go. Antonio Gibson got locked up long term, but he's going to be sitting on the bench. Jenkins, we have so much depth that Jenkins is a backup. Ooh, I don't know how I feel about this, because he is a really 77 overall is a really good pickup. I want to move him to free safety. I do not want this to go to waste. 77 overall is an amazing overall. Gonna move him to free safety. And how many years does John Johnson have on his contract? I think he only has 1 more year left. And can I move him to left outside linebacker actually? How big is he? 6 foot, 209. That's slightly undersized for the position, but I don't really have anywhere else for him to go. So he is going to move to left outside linebacker. I know it's a weird switch, but I think this is a way better fit for the team. Jenkins is definitely more of a man coverage guy than a zone. Yeah, 71 zone. His man coverage 77. Maybe it's better to move someone else back here, but I'm not going to let Jenkins' potential go to waste. 77 overall starting out was crazy. Our defense looks stacked, by the way. It is honestly really good. And who's our second string? Cole Holcomb's our second string as well, so that's good depth. Honestly, we need a new tight end, who I drafted this guy in the second round. He's only 68 overall without the boost. And some new offensive linemen, and the team should be set, and for Will Levis to develop, obviously. But let's move in to the midseason mark. Here we are at the midseason mark, as we are 5-2 second in the division. Cowboys are undefeated. Cover your ears, Cowboys fans. Something you're never going to hear in your lifetime ever again. But I want tight end or offensive tackle. I'll do offensive tackle. I feel like that's more important than tight end. So we're going to scout that, make sure Charles Leno is off the team. I tried to get Jedrick Wills in the previous free agency. I offered him the most money, and he was like, nah. But Kendall Fuller, again, I'm just going to slowly keep taking down his contract. Really? 14 million? I mean, he is an 89 overall. John Johnson just doesn't want to be here anymore. It's because he doesn't like the scheme we're in, and he wants no state income tax. Sorry, can't really help you, and I'm not paying you 15 million a year, if that. Yeah, I'm not going to pay you 15 million a year to be an 82 overall outside linebacker who's aging. Everyone else, James Bradbury, I do want back for another year. See, this is only $7 million. I'm fine with that. And Nick Foles, I want you as a mentor, but I know you're not going to re-sign here. Let's just try it 1 year. You need a bigger offer for a 56 overall backup QB. Why have I not traded this guy? Cameron Curl's been starting over him this entire time, and I just never noticed him. So we're going to trade him. And he is off to the Broncos for a 3 and a 4 just because I don't want him on my team. He has no interest in re-signing. And yeah, Cole Holcomb, 82 overall. This is not bad depth. I just do not want to pay you this much. I will give you a team-friendly deal. And bye. I'm not going to pay a normal development, aging, regressing middle linebacker who's the second string, $8 million a year. Our center is just going to be regressing. Will you take a team-friendly deal? And he's not considering at the moment. We'll find out eventually. I hate that. Jamin Davis, this is pretty cheap, so I'll increase the bonus a little bit for him too, and he resigns. And Andrew Norwell can walk. Tress Way can walk. Sam Cosmi. Honestly, I'll re-sign Sam Cosmi on a long-term deal. I don't think he's that bad. Give him a little bit more of a bonus, and he resigns. Pretty cheap contract overall. And Charles Leno can walk. Benjamin St. Baptiste, I kind of want back as depth. De'Ami Brown, I want back as depth as well. But we'll handle that in the offseason whenever we can actually have time to negotiate with them. Going to make sure my roster didn't get completely adjusted after that trade. Want to make sure everything's good. And our right guard is a star development. And defensively, it looks like Jenkins is only a star dev too, but that's fine with me. Everyone else seems to be in their correct position, which I like. And apart from that, guys, it's now time to move in to the playoffs. Here we are in the playoffs, finishing 10-7, second division behind the Giants and the Cowgirls, coming off a win to the Saints, and the Eagles missed the playoffs by a wide margin, 5-12. Will Levis had another great season, but his pass rating is going to hold him down from the MVP. Lamar is on the Cowboys. Damn it. That is not something I want to see. Herbert on the Lions. Russell Wilson getting close to a Jimmy G. Will Levis 7th for league MVP. 10th best offense in the NFL, and defensively we are 7th. Will Levis, almost 5,000 yards, 39 touchdowns, 14 receptions is too many. Brian Robinson, 15 touchdowns, 4.2 per carry, 1,000 yards. Like, this isn't a bad season, especially 4.2 average and only 250 carries. De'Ami Brown, 1,400 yards. Definitely want to re-sign. 16 touchdowns. That's superstar development for sure. Logan Thomas, 109 receptions, 1,100 yards. Scary Terry with 1,000 yards. Looking at it defensively, Tremaine Edmonds, 123 tackles for a loss, 18 for Chase Young, sacks, 17 for Chase Young, and 11 for Montez Sweat. Interceptions is 3 for Kenny Moore and 3 for Kendall Fuller. By the way, I believe Chase Young should get X Factor, 17 sacks in the season as a sack per game average, 0 safeties on their team, and 0 defensive touchdowns. But we are going to see if we can beat Jimmy G and the Seattle Seahawks on their home turf to move on to the divisional round, and we do 28-7. Can we beat our 11-6 divisional rivals and CJ Stroud, who we lost to in the previous season in the conference championship? We do not. The Giants own us. 26-20, another close game. Let's move to the offseason. And the Colts beat the Cowboys in the Super Bowl. Jonathan Taylor wins the Super Bowl MVP. Joe Burrow wins the league MVP. And there are no awards here for for the Commanders. Really, Nick Bosa on the Seahawks and Christian Starks. Okay, I thought that was Christian Wilkins with the Panthers. I was like, what? Anyways, let's see the team upgrades. We have quite a bit of money too, but we have Will Levis getting superstar. I don't know why, but he does, and it looks like the CPU cut Logan Thomas, I'm assuming. And then De'Ami Brown gets superstar. I'm going to have to re-sign him, and he's going to be more expensive now. Defensively, Chase Young gets superstar X Factor. It's awesome to see. No other upgrades on the team. Anyways, it's not time to move into the re-signings. Nick Foles retires and Lane Johnson retires. No surprise that Nick Foles does retire for us. I still want to get a mentor QB over and over and over again until the wheels fall off. And John Johnson, again, already said don't want him. He's already regressed 2 whole overalls. Now, Cole Holcomb, on the other hand, has not regressed. Neutral deal, 2 years, increase this. Damn, $9 million a year. I'm not paying. Sorry, I'm just not going to pay $9 million a year for a backup. And yeah, 2 offensive linemen here can walk. Tress Way can walk. Benjamin St. Baptiste, I'll give him a 3-year deal, increase the bonus, and he resigns. I do like him as depth at a 77 overall. Pretty cheap contract, too. Charles Leno can walk. De'Ami Brown has a huge interest in being here. Lock him up long-term. Stupid cheap deal, by the way, especially for a superstar development player. Logan Thomas, oh, he didn't get cut. He just regressed so far that he's not even worth anything. So, yeah, he can walk as well, unless Does he have the mentor tag, and can he mentor a tight end if I need one? So he wants to be in the Super Bowl chase. I understand that, but does he have the mentor tag? Let me see the tag. He has bridge player. Unfortunate, you're not on the team. So sorry, bud. Anyways, we have 90 million to spend. Let's move to free agency. Here we are after free agency, getting Landon Dickerson and Christian Darrisaw. Huge improvement to our offensive line, and I got Tavai here on a 3-year deal. He's younger, he's cheaper, and I believe he's only like a couple overalls. Yeah, he's 79 overall. And what is his age? Is it not going to show me? Wait, whatever. I know he's way cheaper, way younger, and 79 overall. Just going to be a better player rather than having Cole Holcomb. So let's just move into the draft. In the first round, I'm picking up tight end Mark Biggs out of Texas. 6'6", 241, 89 speed at 6'6", 241 is crazy. Hidden development. Dude has amazing skills with catching, not very much of a blocker, even though he's 6'6". He can play right tackle for us, but either way, he looks like a great pickup. In the second round, picking up center Carter Westbrook out of Stanford. Hidden development, 77 jumping, 85 acceleration. Great athlete, 6'3", 308 in hidden development. Here we are after the draft. Westbrook is 76 overall. Biggs is 78 overall. I also re-signed Taylor Heineke because he now has the mentor tag, so he will give Will Levis a little bit more development, I guess. And also, should I sign a tight end, a mentor tight end? I feel like I should. So let's go to free agents. I am going to sign a mentor tight end just so that way we can have a little bit more XP. And tight end, all bridge player, mentor. There it is. Zach Ertz is going to be our mentor. Fine with that. He's going to be signed. And I should cut one of our existing tight ends. Let's go to cut player. And we are going to move to tight ends. This guy. Okay, yeah, cut this guy, Cole Turner, just because I need Zach Ertz to be my mentor. And for the rest of the team, let's see what we got as Biggs. Dude, Biggs being a 78 overall is great. 77 with the boost. Clemens. I don't know who this guy is, but apparently he's on the team. CPU drafted him. I think they drafted him 4th, maybe 5th round. Contract awards. 4th round pick 27. Okay, it was not pick 27 because I picked at 27 and it was a left outside linebacker, but okay, sure, whatever Madden says. Defensively, looking into it, ooh, looks like, yeah, this is the guy that I picked in the 4th round. I just didn't show him because I didn't think he was crazy, but yeah, he's going to be playing left outside linebacker. Tavai is going to be, I'll keep Tavai as a 2nd string middle linebacker. Everyone else is good, and specialist looks good as well, like everything that we got. So anyways, guys, now time to move into the 3rd season and the midseason mark. Here we are at the midseason mark as we are 2-4, bottom of the division. Why? Offense just suddenly sucks. Does Will Levis just suddenly suck? Did we somehow cut our mentor? Is it because he's not our 2nd string or something like that? I don't really understand. Biggs is a star dev and our center is a star dev as well. Our left outside linebacker still hasn't been revealed. I don't know why the offense is suddenly sucking. Anyways, scouting national focus. We don't need anything, dude. We really don't. I guess I always go DB for more depth. It never hurts to have more depth at DB. And apart from that, let's look into the players ready to negotiate. There's only 1 season left. Anyways, Scary Terry needs to come back, bud. Whatever you want. And he does not. He wants more. Okay. Jonathan Allen, 3-year deal, and he resigns. Fine with that. Kendall Fuller, I'll give you 2-year deal since we have a final season coming up. And Kenny Moore, same thing with you, give you a 2-year deal, and he resigns. Brian Robinson, lock you in long term, 5-year deal, he resigns. James Bradbury, I'll do another 1-year deal with you, only $4 million this time. Fine with that. And everybody else here can walk, including Taylor Heineke and Scary Terry. I will have to re-sign in the offseason. So anyways, let's move in to the playoffs. Here we are in the playoffs, coming back on the season, 10-7 second in the division behind the 11-6 Eagles, who were 5-12 in the previous season, coming off a win to them as well. And the stats and awards, let's see what we got here. Will Levis still doing pretty good at 19th best offense in the NFL, though it doesn't really make sense. 2nd best defense. 4,600 yards, 40 touchdowns, 8 receptions, great year. Brian Robinson, 12 touchdowns, 4.5 per carry, and 1,000 yards, and not even hold up. Can we give this man credit? Not even 250 rushing attempts. putting up these numbers, 4.5 per carry, 12 touchdowns. Give him the ball more. Scary Terry, 1,000 yards. De'Ami Brown, 1,000 yards. Jahan Dotson, 1,000 yards. Top 3 receivers, all getting their share. Tremaine Edmonds, 133 tackles. Tackles for a loss, 31 for Montez Sweat. Hold up. 31? Shit, dude. Sacks, 15 for Montez Sweat, 14 for Chase Young. Montez Sweat goes crazy in simulation. Kenny Moore, the second, junior gets 4 interceptions, 1 safety for Jonathan Allen, and 0 defensive touchdowns. Let's see if we can actually make it past the divisional round this time. Can we beat the 8-9 Green Bay Packers to move on to the divisional round? We made it in the conference championship year 1. You're going to face the Giants, dude. Our kryptonite, CJ Stroud. We're playing him at home again, this time in the divisional round. Please just give it to us. Dude, we cannot beat the Giants. It is impossible. Another close game, 28-25. Let's move into the offseason. Once again, the Giants lose to the Chiefs in the Super Bowl. Maybe we should get a chance, you know? Patrick Mahomes wins the Super Bowl MVP. Josh Allen wins the league MVP. There are no awards here for the Washington Commanders. Let's see if there is any dev upgrades. I mean, Will Levis did have a great season, 40 touchdowns to 8 interceptions, but does not get X Factor. That's fine. Biggs gets Superstar, though. That's nice to see that upgrade. Defensively, Shepard only has star dev. I might trade for a player to replace him in that position. And everyone else here looks the exact same on the defense. So let's move into the re-signings. In the NFC East, Tyron Smith retires, and I'm not even probably going to use my draft picks, not draft packs, in the 4th and final season just because I can trade for someone. Scary Terry wants more money, and we're going to give it to him, give him a bunch of bonus, and he resigns. Everyone else here can just screw off. We have $64 million to spend in free agency. I don't really necessarily need something, but I'll just see what there is. If there isn't anything, you'll just see me in the draft. I am now trading away my 1st round pick, my 2nd round pick, and my 6th round pick for 31-year-old superstar X Factor Shaq Leonard, and I think it's a great addition to the team, even making our defense even more stacked. I don't know how more stacked our offense can get. I don't really know necessarily what we need on offense, but overall the offense seems fine. I'll see what else I can get, though. So I'm trading for super old Calvin Ridley, and he's an 83 overall. He's just going to be a 4th receiver just to help our offense a little bit, even though wide receiver 4s literally do nothing in Madden simulation. Trading away a 3 and a 4. So now I only have a 5th round pick and a 7th round pick left. I have no draft capital, so I'm just going to skip out on the draft and free agency. Let's just move in to the next season. Here we are after the draft, and we got Marcus Mariota as a mentor QB. 4th and final season, by the way. Will Levis only got to an 84, which is kind of upsetting. Team is stacked. Calvin Ridley, De'Ami Brown, Scary Terry, Jahan Dotson, Biggs. Good offensive line here. Will Levis is a superstar. Got a good running back room. Amazing defense. We should have no problem. If we lose to the Giants again in simulation or not even make it to the playoffs, I'm going to be pissed. Hold on. Let me see if we can beat the Giants in the regular season. Come on. Let's just beat them just for the sake of beating them. And we do. Thank God. Let's move in to the playoffs for the 4th and final season. Here we are in the playoffs going 13-4, top the division. Giants are right behind us. I'm going to be so upset if we find them again. Here to face the 10-7 Tampa Bay Buccaneers coming off a win to the Pittsburgh Steelers. Will Levis did great. 9th best offense in the NFL. Finally, we're top 10 in that category. Defensively, we're the best in the NFL. Makes sense. 4,700 yards, 44 touchdowns, 12 interceptions. Brian Robinson, 19 touchdowns, 4.1 per carry, 1,100 yards, and almost 300 attempts. Jahan Dotson, 1,100 yards, 10 touchdowns. Calvin Ridley, 1,100 yards, 13 touchdowns. Biggs, 1,000 yards, 5 touchdowns. Scary Terry, not even 1,000 yards, but 9 touchdowns. And De'Ami Brown didn't even really get a touch. I guess Calvin Ridley was in the slot. But looking at it defensively, Tremaine Edmonds, 116 tackles, and Shaq Leonard with 111. Tackles for a loss, 25 for Chase Young. Sacks, 18.5 for Montez Sweat, 17.5 for Chase Young. They're hogging it all. Jonathan Allen, Deron Payne cannot do anything. Interceptions, 5 for Kendall Fuller. And safeties on the team is 0. Defensive touchdowns is 0. So, let's see if we can beat the 10-7 Tampa Bay Buccaneers to move on to the divisional round. I swear to God, if I see the Giants there, I'm going to be upset. Here to face the 10-7 Minnesota Vikings, beating the Buccaneers 37-13. We better not be facing the Giants. Someone please take them out. Please, let's beat the Vikings. Let's go. 32-18, do not have to face the Giants. We're here to face the Carolina Panthers and Anthony Richardson in the conference championship. Let's move into it. Here we are in Carolina to face the Panthers to move on to the Super Bowl potentially. We lost here in year 1. Well, we lost in our own home stadium against the Giants in year 1, but we lost in the conference championship year 1. Third quarter is 14-13, now 14-19 obviously, and 22-19, 22-26. Fourth quarter, come on. 29-26, and we're going to seal it. 29-26. We're moving on to the Super Bowl. Let's go, Will Levis. And let's see who we're going to play. Here we are in the Super Bowl, here to face the 10-7 Buffalo Bills. Let's see the development upgrades. Offensively, we look the exact same. Defensively, we look the exact same. Wow. What an amazing year. Anyways, we're in the Super Bowl, so let's not complain. Let's face the 10-7 Buffalo Bills. Here we are in Miami, both a travel for the Buffalo Bills and Washington Commanders. 0-7 start, 0-14. We're putting it on them now. Come on. Let's get a 3-score lead, and we do. 21-0 at halftime. There's their first points. 28-3. Matt Ryan is shaking right now. 6-28 and 14-28. They're making a little bit of comeback. It's too late. It's done for. Sorry, Bills. 21-34 as we are going to win the Super Bowl in the fourth and final year with Will Levis, and your Washington Commanders are now on top. Let's see who wins the Super Bowl MVP, and then I will do the outro on this. But what do we got here, boys? As we're backing out. Team looks great. I was honestly really happy with this rebuild. As much as I don't like Will Levis in real life, really happy with what we had here. But let's see what we got. So we have Will Levis is your Super Bowl MVP, and there are no other awards here for the Washington Commanders. But anyways, guys, I thank you guys all for watching. Let me know which team you want me to rebuild next down in the comments below, and I'll see you guys all in the next one.